Howdy do y'all, this is John, and welcome back to my 6th Annual Horror-Athon. This is the concluding chapter of it, and today we're talking about Lifeforce, a sci-fi horror film from the 1980s by director Tobe Hooper. And in Lifeforce, it deals with this astronaut crew who goes up to this spaceship that is hanging around Halley's Comet. However, everyone ends up disappearing or getting killed, and the spaceship brings back these three aliens. These three aliens who also are vampires. Now London, England is being terrorized by this one particular female vampire, played by Matilda May, who is draining the souls, the life forces, out of everybody. Now they're just like, okay, we gotta do something about this. Now, to get things started, first and foremost, I usually end my horror-athons with movies that I feel are very underrated. And Lifeforce, while it's not a perfect movie, it's definitely a good example of that. Lifeforce is a incredibly well-made film that I just don't really get, much of the divisiveness about it. Because to get things started, first and foremost, what I liked about the movie is, the story. The story is kind of a, unique for a modern film way of telling the story of vampires. It brings it to the realm of science fiction, but also it acknowledges the original myth of the vampire. The vampire originally was not a blood drinker. Bram Stoker made that up. The vampire stole people's souls, their life forces. It wasn't a blood drinker until Dracula came out. And that's what these vampires do. They steal your soul, your life force. Not, drink your blood. On top of that, it's a vampire apocalypse film. You don't see those very often. You see this all the time with zombies. However, really, what's the difference between a vampire and a zombie? Not that much. They're both undead things, or seemingly undead things, that once they bite and, transmit the disease that made them what they are, said person becomes the vampire or the zombie. So in theory, a vampire apocalypse should potentially happen. Something that Lifeforce is one of the few movies about vampires to truly show. From a visual standpoint, this is a really good looking movie. Some of the cinematography and the shots in the movie have actually aged pretty well. And, the visual effects themselves, the miniatures, the models, the animations, are some of the best aged visual effects I've seen from an 80s movie. I'm not kidding, the visual effects work is truly incredible. It's almost as good as Blade Runner, which still has just incredible visual effects works to this day. Yeah, Lifeforce is almost as good looking from a VFX standpoint as Blade Runner. The best thing I have to say about the acting is that it's solid. It's not the greatest acting in the 80s or in movies in general, but the actors do their jobs and, get work done. It's nothing great. Probably the best performer in the entire movie is, at least for the most part, Matilda May. Her voice is dubbed over, unfortunately. But when it comes to, the physical performance she gives as the female vampire, she's kind of creepy. She gives this raw intensity in her performance that, you're just in there going, this is something otherworldly and kind of creepy. Fortunately, I cannot, show a clip of her performance to give you an idea of, the performance she was giving, because she's kind of naked in most of her scenes. But believe me when I say, she's kind of creepy. She's creepy in the sense that you forget you're looking at an attractive naked lady. Now, unfortunately, I do have to admit this is not a perfect movie. The entire finale, the final 20-25 minutes of the movie, unfortunately, is very unfocused. It tragically is very unfocused. It's almost as if, they were under this kind of constraint with the ending. Just had to get it done as quickly as possible, and it's very unfocused, and it's kind of difficult to understand what's going on at times, which is very tragic because the storytelling up until that point was very strong. Having a very unfocused finale, it's kind of disappointing. There's also this kind of weird romantic thing going on between Matilda May's vampire and Steve Railsback's Carlson. While it kind of started off interesting with there being some kind of connection between the two, the whole leading to this somewhat romantic thing is a little bit off-putting, and also makes the ending just a tad bit weirder than it already was. And without getting into any spoilers, there's also an over-explanation to certain things involving what happened on the spaceship. A little too much is explained. The more ambiguous aspect to it of the initial story we got would have been better. So guys, at the end of the day, Lifeforce, in my opinion, it's an underrated movie. I don't understand the divisiveness about the movie, other than maybe the fact that, there's a lot of people who don't like stuff with a lot of nudity in it, even if it's somewhat artistic. But at the end of the day, I enjoy Lifeforce. I think it's a good movie. It's not perfect. Don't, go in it expecting Halloween. It's not that good. But it offers a unique sci-fi twist to the vampire myth that also harkens back to the original vampire myths. There's good visuals to it. The acting's solid. And at the end of the day, it's an entertaining movie that I really enjoy. And I do recommend checking it out. I'm going to give Lifeforce an 8. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Please look forward to more videos real soon. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Please also subscribe if you're new to the channel. And please don't forget, I also have a gaming channel where I do gaming content. Please go check it out. And as per usual, please remember, Podetsky will return.